Yo, yo, what up, Twitch? I'm your host, Murda. I'm chilling here with our captain from RewinD, Chaotic. Still waiting to hear back from Sky5. So, unfortunately, this match will be in a delay for just a bit. Do appreciate your patience and, take some time. Go check out the new toy collection out there. A bunch of new skins, portraits, emojis. What else they give us? Some mounts, maybe? I don't know. I haven't seen the mounts yet. I'm sure there's one. There's always a mount. So go check those out in the meantime. We'll be back. I'm going to put up another 5-minute timer, unfortunately. And when that one's done, hopefully we are ready for some Week 3 action here in the Heroic Division. So I'll see you guys in just a bit.
Play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
the living bombs going.
Oh my goodness, the ring!
Bombs Tastingo gonna find Rainer.
NGS, what is up, and welcome to week number 3 here, Nexus Gaming Series, kicking off with another hot, heroic division match here. Week number 3, it's RewinD versus Sky5 entering this matchup tonight. Let's quickly go through the bans since we were in a slight delay there. Sky Temple, Cursed Hollow, banned out by RewinD. Dragonshire, Towers of Doom, banned out by Sky5. Map number 1 is going to be Infernal Shrines, picked by Sky5. Here in lobby right now, just making sure they're ready to go. I'm going to throw my R out in the chat. What's up, chat? I see you guys out there. Ryokai with the host early on. Appreciate that for sure. Also got to give a special shout out. Didn't cast on my channel, didn't see it, but we had a huge donation from Big Wiz. Thank you so much, my friend. It goes a long way in helping this stream out and keeping it lively, entertaining, new graphics, all that fun stuff, webcams and green screens and microphones. The donations really help out, so I do appreciate that. Checking back in on our lobby here. I think everyone's ready to go. Dropping spinners and all sorts of toys in chat if you haven't checked out the new skins. I recommended it during our extended break. Log in, check out the collection a bit. Really cool stuff out there. I like the new Kira skin, the Cosmonaut Kira, probably the coolest one in the bunch. There's also some toy soldier ones that came out. It's like Rainer, Deckard Cain, a few others, but they're like all green, like toy soldiers. That one's pretty cool. And yeah, of course, if you missed out on any of the old stuff, like the old Dahaka dinosaur one with the toy dinosaur, that's back. Teddy Bear Stitches, of course, crowd favorite. What is the delay here? We going? I don't know. They're just hanging out. I'm hanging out. Party cam. Here it is. If you're not familiar with the party cam, we got the chicken. He's going to squeak throughout the night if I feel like it, which that is probably going to be the extent of how much I feel like squeaking the chicken tonight. This light's a little close back here. Oh, there we go. I heard the sound. Draft number 1. As I said, it's going to be Infernal Shrines, and this was the map selection of Sky5. So our first draft pick belongs to RewinD here. I've gotten to see a bit of RewinD this season. I've been following the DivS qualifiers where they've participated, I believe, in all 4 of them to this point, with the concluding qualifier this Thursday, the 19th. I believe it starts at like 6 Pacific, something like that. So tune in if you're a fan of Division S and the very high end of, if you want to call it amateur or pro or semi-pro, whatever you want to call it. Use your own label at home, whatever you like to refer to it as. Yeah, come check them out. RewinD will be there. I don't know if Sky5 has participated at all, but another great team. We've seen them throughout NGS for, I believe, the past 2 or 3 seasons. So this is either the 3rd or 4th together, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I'm usually wrong on stuff, so... There's the Maiev banned out. After Sonya was taken away by RewinD, we're back on over to them for their second ban. Sonya very strong here on this map. I actually saw the Slam build come out recently. Not a bad option either here on Infernal Shrines, especially when you have some of those matchups in the soul lane where you can really use that Slam to harass your opponent. It's very good inside the pit. But of course, if you want to go into the Whirlwind build, I think there's really no better place to do it for a Sonya than here on Infernal Shrines. Second ban for RewinD, it's going to be Variant. Perhaps a bit of a scouting ban there, not wanting their opponents to be able to get that burst damage off of a taunt. Perhaps it's even something like a Twin Blades variant, perhaps. A few of you guys joining in chat with or without balls. Chaotic Fan Club, roll call. I don't know how many people here rooting for Chaotic. I'm sure there's more than one of you, so if you're part of that fan club, be sure to pronounce your fandom in chat. Just Key is here. What up, Key? Final ban of the top half, it's ETC taken away by Sky5, which means our first draft pick will be locked in within the next 5 seconds. Start getting a look at what these teams are thinking. And yeah, #1 drafted or banned hero in NGS throughout this early portion of the season, and with great reason, did pick up a bit of a nerf today in the patch. An unexpected nerf onto the Crusader. But I still think Johanna is going to be just fine. If I'm not mistaken, they changed a little bit at level 20 as well. I don't have the patch notes open in front of me. Maybe I should have prepped with that. Oh, what? Whoa. I'm a little slow on seeing what just happened. But we talked about a patch, and it's the Deathwing patch, at least for NGS. Deathwing is legal today, and Deathwing has been chosen. Come on. I was talking to Quan, or briefly, I guess, in the coin flip today, and he was like, "Oh, Deathwing, he's not even good, not even good." But they're picking him. First pick there for them. They get the Sylvanas Deathwing. RewinD's gonna go with the Greymane very quickly to help deal with that Deathwing, the cursed bullet of great value. Not to mention Greymane being fantastic on this map to help out in that shrine clear. And they're gonna pick up one of the top tier supports right now, the Sniper Grandma Anna herself. But let's talk a bit about this matchup. Again, the Greymane into the Deathwing. It's going to be very easy every time Deathwing lands in front of Greymane to have that cursed bullet ready to line up and instantly take off armor plating, put Deathwing in a rough spot, because without the armor, Deathwing really isn't much of a hero. You've played against a Garrosh plenty of times, right? He gains armor the lower his health gets, making it harder to kill, and that's why Garrosh can sometimes be a pest. This works the opposite fashion. Deathwing's a pest when he has high health. If you can get that health off quickly, dropping those armor plates so he's below the 20 armor, making it much easier to finish the hero off from that point in the health bar, this Greymane's just a fantastic pick. Let's look at these final 2 bans. It was Raynor taken away by Sky5 and Mal'Ganis taken away by RewinD. We're back on over to Sky5 now for their 3-4 picks. And what are they going to pair with Deathwing? It's going to be Garrosh and Lucio. So just briefly was mentioning the Garrosh. They want another armor mechanic on their team. And they're going to pair it all in with the DJ on skates. DJ Lucio in the house. I like it. The Sylvanas maybe going to be interesting to go with it as well. The Deathwing can siege tremendously with that Cataclysm. The Q damage from his lava burst, what is it called? Chat, help me out. What is Deathwing's Q called? Leoric and Hanzo, the final 2 selections for RewinD. You gotta think it's gonna be simple geometry here for Ryokai. Pick up that Pierce at 16. Infernal Shrines can be very easy from that point. Final pick, 5 seconds on the clock for Sky5. What will be their #5 pick for Furl? They want some more damage. It's going to be Kael'thas. So this is definitely signaling a solo lane Deathwing for me if I'm looking at this draft. But I got to ask you guys at home, what do you think of these drafts? Will it be RewinD or Sky5 taking game #1? I think I could put a poll out. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, let's do that. Manage poll. New poll. Who will win game 1? RewinD or Sky5? And that looks good. Looks good. Starting poll. Now you should be seeing it about when that draft ended. Maybe a little bit early, but check up above your chat bar if you're logged in through Twitch. And you should see at the top there a poll. Who will win game 1? Select your opinion, and the results get sent back to me. I see at least 1 vote ticking in already. Thank you so much for participating, whoever's out there listening to my crazy voice. Monday night, week #3, RewinD and Sky5 about to head on into Infernal Shrines. And here we are. Let me introduce this team on the left-hand side. First up, we got the captain playing the Greymane. It's Chaotic. Who do you think's going to be on the Ana? Ryokai playing Hanzo. Fade on the Johanna. And in the solo lane on the janitor himself. It's Ghost Dunk, ladies and gentlemen. They are RewinD. On the right-hand side, we got Furl on Kael'thas. Alan, by default, playing the, I believe that is the Lucio back there. Apple on the Sylvanas. Goliath on the Garrosh. And for the very first time here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG and perhaps in NGS, Quan Finnegan will be playing the Destructor. It's Deathwing. Ladies and gentlemen, they are Sky5. And let's find out what that ability is called. It's called Molten Flame, of course. Hello. Welcome to the party, Murda. That's not the right button, so we'll fix that up real quick. And I just want to show you the talents on your screen right now. Level 1. Let's check out this Deathwing. What are we looking for? Molten Blood. While Deathwing has 3 or more armor plates, he heals for 0.4% of his maximum health per second. And on first read for me, as a trying to be as bias-free as possible caster here, I don't know how that's gonna work out. Up against this Greymane at 10, the cursed bullet's gonna be pretty easy to get those armor plates off. Already Leoric having a pretty simple time landing those spooky hands and just draining this big dragon's health bar each and every time that happens. But let's resume our coverage here in the bottom lane. We actually have a Greymane and Ana appearing to take up the siege camp on the RewinD side, as Kael'thas is going to get a little bit of bomb spread in. There is a camp available on the bottom portion, the neutral camp in the bottom lane. Neither team looking that way, but they are looking towards this Greymane. Chaotic in big trouble. Gonna get some help from Hanzo, but skating in the Lucio. Allen by default, comboing with Kael'thas to pick up the first kill of the game. Sky5 up 1-0, but they are down just a little bit in the XP department. Checking back in on this Deathwing. Appears to have just recently tapped his Quan Finnegan. Ghost Dunk in here, continually draining away this health bar. Actually going to miss right there. Bottom lane again, just Ana checking out this minion wave that will be crashing in onto this RewinD wall. No one currently here to get these XP globes. We'll see if they disappear or if Fade will be here in time. And surely enough, that XP was not missed. Sky5 grabbing their siege camp, their first of the game, and we do see the bruiser camp being picked up by RewinD, which will push out in that same lane that the shrine is going to be active in. Just 18 seconds until we are at the first shrine of the game. Sky5 going to rotate on over to their own bruiser camp, and I think RewinD's fine with this. They still had Johanna down in the bottom lane trying to get a bit more XP. She caught that last wave, now rotating through mid, getting that XP. And they're just a little bit ahead and should give them the lead to 7. See if they want to also get this wave in the top lane. But big old Deathwing standing in there. Don't want to walk into that Molten Flame. I'll tell you that. Looking at the level 4, it's in Furnace for Deathwing. When Molten Flame is cast at 75% energy or higher, his damage is increased. Okay, alright. Johanna trying to step up, but there's that Molten Flame shutting off that vent, which is going to cause RewinD to move on out. There is a bruiser camp pushing in up against their wall. Have plenty of time, up 26-0 to clear this out, and that's exactly what they're going to start doing. But more Molten Flames coming in from Quan Finnegan. Goliath stepping up now, looking for the toss. Finds a Hanzo, and Ryokai, natural agility over the wall, will be just fine. Sylvanas and Chase not going to quite find it, as Goliath down below 200 health. Gets to the wall, finds the well, but this gives plenty of space now for RewinD to move back in. Just 9 skeletal defenders away from picking up his first defender of the game. Or Punisher. It should defend too, but it's straight offense, baby. And here it comes, Frozen Punisher. Top lane. Deathwing's gonna go ahead and fly away quickly, using that global to their advantage is Quan Finnegan. Leo is soaking up that mid lane currently, but looks to be resuming duties and chasing this Deathwing down. We just had a first kill of the game there for RewinD up top. Sorry for missing that. Probably should have followed the action a bit more where, you know, this Punisher is leaping in and doing all sorts of cool stuff. So apologies to RewinD on that. They do pick up the kill, and they do pick pick up the first fort of the game here in the top lane. Left one of these towers up, but the minions, they're going to take care of it just fine. Punisher just about destroyed, 6% remaining on the health bar. And they are content, going to rotate out, and that might give them an opportunity to work on this front wall. Somewhat of a late rotation, especially from the Sylvanas still up in that top lane. Kael'thas just now leaving the keep area. So a couple shots at least from the Grey Mane. Oh, with a toss onto Johanna, pretty darn good. She has Iron Skin, Fade trying to walk through, but the body blocks are there. Going to get assaulted by the entire squad of Sky5. That'll tie it up 2 apiece, but on the XP bar, Leoric still doing their job, giving them this lead, and let's see if I can pull up here. It is XP total. Leoric at 5k, Deathwing at 3.6. So Ghost Dunk doing well so far out of the solo lane for RewinD, giving them this lead. As once again, Deathwing going to rotate around, this time to the top lane, clearing it out, pushed in one of these catapults back here, able to deal with it with just 1 Q. We have a bit of a skirmish. Ryokai caught out. Hanzo will be the 3rd kill of the game for Sky5. That should give room now to get this bottom siege camp wide open. Lucio's going to skate on in and see no one from RewinD is here. Sky5 is down those level 10 talents. Is that enough to scare him away? It looks like it will be. Johanna's just going to move on in. Grey Mane here, low on mana, is chaotic. Likely just going to help pick up this camp and head on back to base. Anna sticking near the wall, trying to grab some of these XP globes as they pop in. And that will be the camp. Kael'thas just a little bit late. Garrosh might actually have a chance at a toss here. Iron Skin fading and does find Fade once again. But here's a big arrow from downtown from Hanzo, and that stun is ridiculously long from that distance. Condemn gonna pull him in again as the Eye of Horror is still being shot out by who do you think? Can they kill this Garrosh? Looks like no. Reverse amp is there from Lucio, keeping him alive a bit. And Leoric's actually the one gonna get tossed. Ghost Dunk down, but Deathwing gonna fall right behind him. Curse Bullet was picked up by the Grey Mane. Didn't see if it hit the Deathwing in that fight, but I'm sure someone here did. Leoric about to spawn, and looks like they want him to pop out right there. Ghost Dunk gonna quickly move on back and play it a bit safer as RewinD not taking the safe move, going ahead and invading in on that siege camp, stealing away from Sky5. With Hanzo here and Johanna, they can maybe push this wave up and get a bit more damage onto this wall. Our next Punisher will be bottom lane, but getting this mid lane taken care of, maybe even that well eventually, will definitely help out either side who's able to do it. Top lane, Deathwing landing right on in on top of Leoric. That's kind of hard to follow. You can't really tell where Deathwing is going to fly in. But there he goes. Leoric able to survive though. And yeah, this front wall, it did take a ton of damage. Just a little bit left on that last tower. As Johanna going to hold this pit. Kael'thas walking on in. That's Furl. Bless Shield in his face. Curse Bullet follow-up, and that'll be the first kill of the fight. Goliath trying to flip things over into this Cataclysm that was thrown up by Quan Finnegan, but it's just not going to be enough yet. Leoric on the front line is going to be able to suck a lot of health out of this Deathwing's health bar. Look at it, already down 30%, 30 armor on that armor plating. And he's got to hop back up in the air if he wants to get any health outside of globes and wells. So there Quan Finnegan goes back up in the air. I gotta expect them to want to land up top with Sylvanas about to push onto this wall. Leoric's still at mid. And yeah, here comes Deathwing, full health, full armor. That'll actually get this front wall. Bottom lane though, Punisher pushing, picked up second of the game here for RewinD. And they definitely should be able to get this fort. Sylvanas and Deathwing both split out. Kael'thas even at mid. And there's no damage from Sky5 anywhere in the lane. So now Keep Wall in trouble. 13 talents are also here for RewinD. So I gotta expect at least the Kael'thas to be coming. Is Sylvanas Hearthing? Still not yet. Actually, yeah, there goes Apple Mike gonna try to get back, but it's too late. And there goes Garrosh. Your front line now down. Curse Bullet was on the money. RewinD looking to pick up the first keep of the game. Punisher still very healthy, and it should be pretty easy to get this job done. They still have their arrow from Hanzo, which is thrown out now on the Kael'thas. Great leap from the Punisher. setting that engagement up. RewinD now with a chance to close it out. Punisher is still with 40% health. They're moving right on in. Curse Bullet back online. There's the leap from the Punisher, the pullback from the Condemned. Follow-up Molten shots, and Sylvanas is down. Back from the death is the Deathwing. And I think that's it. Just done. 20% on the core. Make it 15-10. Chaotic hacking away, and game number 1 will easily go over in 10 minutes and 9 seconds to RewinD. So let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming. Series 9-4 on the kill count, and level 15 was secured for RewinD as they take the win in 10 minutes and 9 seconds on Infernal Shrines. Top hero damage of the game will go over to Ryokai, just the 1 kill. A lot of credit though to the Gray main, 74k on the Siege clear, and tremendous work with that Cursed Bullet, finding a lot of quick kills onto some unsuspecting targets was Chaotic. You guys in chat voted for RewinD to win 4-0. You were right on here in game number 1. Here's the talent screen before we go to our first break of the game. Got to shout out all of you in chat for being here. Thank you so much for spending your Monday night here watching Heroes of the Storm, especially Nexus Gaming Series action. And I am glad to be presenting you this matchup here. We'll be back in about 4 minutes as we set up our next lobby. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 up next. And welcome back to twitch.tv/MurdaRG. I am once again your host Murda here, bringing you more of this Rewind and Sky5 series. Sitting in the lobby right now, I think everyone is ready, and that is fantastic news because I'm ready. Gave him my R. What's up, chat? How'd you think game number 1 went? It looked like a lot of Rewind fans here watching, and I'm sure you're happy after game number 1. But of course, if you're here rooting for Sky5, welcome. And it's time for you to start making some noise because your team is about to be drafting in game number 2. Alterac Pass was the selection by Rewind, so Sky5 first on the clock here. But you got to start rooting for these guys. They want to send us to a game 3. I certainly want to see a game 3 tonight. I love hanging out with you guys. It's been fun so far. But game number 1, somewhat of a stomp there late. In chat, pointed out by Kosh Josh. Running that double armor, a bit of a significant decision there. Able to be easily countered out by that percentage damage brought by the Leoric, brought by the Greymane. So, really good scouting, drafting rather, in game number 1 by Rewind. What's going to happen here in game number 2, though? Goliath with the crown, about to make our first ban, and they're going to stick with a ban on ETC. At least to start off this draft. And Rewind, they're content with what they did in game number 1 as well. Sonya still going to remain their band. A bit different of a map, Alterac Pass, but I think Sonya's pretty good almost everywhere right now. She's obviously got the camp clear on Alterac to get that mid camp out, the Knolls as much as possible. Can even help out on the boss. At certain points she can solo it, so yeah, I would definitely say Sonya worthy of a ban, especially if there's a player on the other side who likes it. Maiev gonna remain the band as well for Sky5 and the Varian. So this is identical to game number 1, the bans that we saw there. What's gonna change up? The Johanna was first picked by Rewind in game 1. Does she remain a top selection here for these teams? I would imagine so. And if Johanna's not selected right here by Sky5, you gotta believe Rewind's gonna snap select her. Are we about to get another Deathwing? No, they're just gonna grab that Johanna. I think that's the play. I believe that's the play. How does Rewind respond now? Already taken away some of the solo lane options for Ghost Dunk. Perhaps just sitting in on that Greymane's a great tool. Do they want to go back to the Hanzo, who can be okay here as well? Junkrat, another hero who can be very annoying. The Chromie, the stuff that can poke in and really just harass, I find to be the worst to have to deal with if I'm an opposing team. Sylvanas and Blaze, though, are going to be the first two. You got to think that Sylvanas is going to be in the hands of Ryokai, who's played it extensively over the past few months here. Some Season 7 play, and of course here in Season 8. Sky5 going to lock in a Stukov. And back to the Kael'thas. Final ban now for Rewind on the clock. Already taken away the Sonya Varian. Game 1, they also took away Mal'Ganis. But with the tank already selected, the Johanna for Goliath, you got to expect something different coming out here for this ban. Do they want to ban out the solo lane a bit? No, they just don't want to leave the Greymane open. No thoughts of taking it themselves. They ban it away. Gonna now put the final ban in the hands of Sky5 before the 3-4 pick of Rewind. And I'd imagine they want to get rid of some sort of support here that they're not wanting to play against. Perhaps the Ana. Still option for the Uther as well for Rewind if they want to go into an Uther comp. Instead, it's just going to be the Hanzo taken away. And I'm not sure they're going into the double archers here with the Sylvanas and the Hanzo. I wouldn't have expected that, but nonetheless, they're going to take away Hanzo. And now 3-4 picks for Rewind are ready to go. Plenty of options at support, including that Ana, including the Uther. And do they want to add in another tank. No, they're going to leave Blaze at the main tank. Ghost Dunk for Soul Lane will play Yorel, who got a nice buff today. My fellow Nexus Now podcast host, I know he knows how to break down some patch notes, and I am positive he read through them and saw that Yorel got some delicious buffs today. I had chatted with a few friends personally and said, like, watch out for Yorel, because the players who like her, they're going to be picking her back up quickly. She hasn't seen a lot of play thus far, but whew, 2 games in a row we're going to get Deathwing. This time choosing to pick him a bit later in the draft, our Sky5. It should be a lot easier not having to go up against the Leoric. So far, not having to deal with any sort of percentage damage. Final selection, Rainer. And they're actually going to rotate some heroes around. Chaotic going to be on the Sylvanas now. Ryokai on the Rainer. Chat, what do you think? I'm going to throw out another poll. You guys were so gracious of sharing your opinions in game number 1. But I'm going to put out another poll. Who will win game 2? Will it be RewinD or will it be Sky5? And just like that, the poll is active. Please participate once again up in your chats if you're logged into Twitch. I don't think it works on mobile. I apologize to you guys. But if you're logged in on PC or a browser, scroll to the top of your chat and check it out. It's pretty easy to place your vote. It should be intuitive. You just kind of hit a button. Then you hit like submit or like go or something. You hit that one. And then I can see here as the results are coming in. And so far, we have 1 vote for RewinD. But I will, of course, clue you guys into that after we introduce these teams on Alterac Pass. Left side, Blue Squad, Chaotic on the Sylvanas. And we got a toy train started, everyone. Look at this go. We got at least 2 linked up. Ghost Dunk on the front playing the Yorel. Fade on the Blaze. Who do you think on Rhaegar? And last but not least, Ryokai will be playing the Gym Rainer. I don't want to leave this. So far, it looks like only 2 got linked up, but that was fantastic. Shout out to RewinD. And on the right side, once again, Quan Finnegan on the Deathwing. Furl playing Kael'thas. Apple Mike on Tracer. Allen by default playing the Stukov. And Johanna will be sported by Goliath. Welcome to the stage. They are Sky5. Great choice, by the way, on the Deathwing skin. This purple and turquoise looking fly. Can we zoom in? Yes, we can. We're going to follow it because why not? It's Deathwing, and it's day 1 in NGS. And win or lose, Quan Finnegan, you really made my night, so thank you so much for picking up this guy. Let's check out the action, though, at mid, and, of course, show you our level 1 talents. This time, definitely going to switch it up, going with the Draconic Might. So this one, basic attacks against enemy heroes heal him for 30% of damage dealt. Upon losing an armor plate, Deathwing becomes protected for 0.75 seconds. So a lot more auto attack focus, going to try to stay in that melee range. I think it's the World Breaker form is what it's called. How can we tell? Form switch, World Breaker, yeah, that's the one you want. That's like, no, Destroyer is the melee one. You want Destroyer. You just destroy. Apparently World Breaker sucks. Sorry, I can't read. Apple Mike, solo lane duty here on the Tracer up against the Rainer. Not an easy matchup. Ryokai, I think, very smart pick getting the Rainer. The auto attacks make it simple to just shoot and lock into a Tracer trying to warp on in using those blinks. And I think they're happy with the Rainer selection. Right now, though, Apple Mike going to be the one assaulting Ryokai. And with Kael'thas right behind, Ryo could be in trouble. Going to try to auto attack Apple Mike and actually gets plenty of trade value using that E to perfection. Getting a heal as well from Rhaegar there. We'll resume action at mid now. As Goliath here, not playing the garage this time, it's Johanna, avoiding a stun from Blaze with that iron skin, as Stukov throwing out some silence. Ultimately, the Gnolls aren't going to get too much done here, even with the help of Sylvanas and these black arrows. Stun does land onto Johanna, and barely able to pop out of it and use iron skin. She'll be okay. Rainer now walking on up as well. So let's check in up top. So it's Urel versus Deathwing. I wasn't certain where Deathwing was gonna fall in the meta. Is it really gonna be a solo lane hero, or does it make more sense to put him elsewhere? I think the solo lane's got to be the play, but the matchups are so awkward because game 1 you saw the Leoric. It was pretty simple just to lock in. It's such a big body with that Spectral Leech. The Urel matchup, I don't know exactly how this is going to play out. If Deathwing's able to choke Urel out of some more mana, it could be a different story. But it looks like staying in range for him, that World Breaker so far for Quan Finnegan is the play, as both our teams are now looking at their camps ahead of this objective. It is active, but neither team working on channeling yet. RewinD gets their camp out first, still working on theirs, the Sky5. Much slower with the Tracer not really able to put out too much area damage. Kel'Thot's trying to save some mana, now sitting at 9 globes on his level 1 quest. It is going to be untouchable for Tracer, picked up at level 4. See how much value Apple Mike can make out of that, but once a Tracer gets that pretty high up in the stacks, she can be a nightmare to have to handle. Chasing in is Apple Mike, looking for Rhaegar, but we'll have a bit of help from Ghost Dunk on that Urel and a good charge from Fade. But the response damage is there, as neither team yet to move on to this objective. They're just wanting to trade out damage and try to weaken the other side before moving in. And if that was the game plan, it definitely went in favor of Sky5. Very healthy now. Goliath's going to be able to walk on in towards the objective, but showing up after using some well taps is RewinD, and we're going to get another fight breaking out in just a second. Tracer does have a pulse bomb ready to go, as Furl's going to find Rhaegar. Falling in is Deathwing, just a little bit too slow. That animation revealing where Deathwing's about to land, and who do you think? Able to get into that puppy form on Rhaegar and hop out as quickly as he could. So Deathwing looks like just going to rotate back up to the top, not miss out on any of this XP that's floating around here. Furl as well, looking for some of those globes, now sitting at 13 stacks. And enough space now generated, but Blaze able to interrupt. The fire too, the long duration of it makes it so you really can't channel for the next like 3 or 4 seconds until the fire goes out. But finally, Sky5 able to lock that one in. Deathwing going to stand as close to the point as possible. And this is going to be tough to move in without any sort of heroics, without any sort of percentage damage to deal with this Deathwing. Quan Finnegan able to just throw these Molten Flames out, and now a Cataclysm right over the entire team. And do they get the kill on Fade? 100 health. Yeah, Tracer's able to find it now. Sylvanas low, she's dead. Rio low as well, getting blinded. But using the recall was Apple Mike, afraid of that fort damage, and doesn't end up getting the kill onto the Rainer. However, does get 2 stacks on Untouchable. And the Null camp for RewinD able to pick up a front wall during that objective. But Cavalry coming down for Sky5. And that'll be their first objective of the night after losing all of them on Infernal Shrines earlier. They're going to have their Deathwing up top and a 4-man stack in the mid lane, as Urel will have a free clear on this bottom Horse Rider. They're going to push in on mid. Stukov silenced behind the gate, as Blaze was looking to be a bit more aggressive than the rest of the squad there. Phoenix dropped as level 10s were picked up by Sky5. Deathwing is currently in the air. I see him off the map right now. There he goes, landing behind the fort. Fade very low, 40 health. Gets in the bunker at the last second. But Molten Flame's going to channel it down quickly, or will it? No. Actually, the bunker pretty sturdy against Molten Flame. I wasn't expecting that. So a good attempt from Quan Finnegan and co, but not able to find any blood there. However, they do lead this one 2-0 in kills, and a slight lead in XP. They grab their first structure of the game there at mid. Bit of damage here up top, but other than that, a somewhat good defense by RewinD, making sure they don't lose too many important structures. Now though, it looks like Boss might be the play for Sky5. They're here up top. Hero's pretty far away. Sylvanas and Rhaegar, they're all the way back at the camp. Can they get here in time? I think they actually will. Urel also going to chase. Deathwing down bottom, hopping in the air, should be landing into this fight. But I think Sky5 is aware that everyone's aware And with all that awareness, I think this boss is just gonna leash. And there it goes. Health bar back to full for the golem in the top lane. Good response from RewinD, but not going to count Sky5 out of any sort of attempt here. Deathwing's still in the air. I think using that Blessed Shield along with the Deathwing landing in is the combo they got to start looking for. Deathwing is going to land in on the backside. Doesn't hit anyone with that initial impact damage, but Rhaegar low having to use a self-ancestral as the Blaze Bunker popped. It's easily destroyed by Deathwing, and first kill of the fight. It's Raynor down. Sky5 picking up the first one. Now Cataclysm in, locking the Sylvanas down a bit. Chaotic needs to run, has that Haunting Wave, and will be safe. But I like the aggression from Quan Finnegan. We didn't quite see this in game number 1 with the Deathwing. Had to play from behind so often. The health being taken away so frequently by the Leoric, not having to deal with that same issue here in game 2. I think the Deathwing able to show off a lot more of the kit, and so far, I'm somewhat impressed. I like what I see out of this hero. I think it has potential. That Cataclysm has been used pretty well both times here on Alterac Pass. Once around that objective, and then once there towards the end of that. They didn't quite get the kill with it, but you saw the potential that it can have in really disturbing a retreat, disturbing any sort of directional positioning in like where the team wants to take the fight. You can completely dictate all of that with the Cataclysm, and shout out to Quan Finnegan so far doing well in that aspect. Second objective is active, and it's Ryokai. He's shooting away quickly. Up top, it's Sky5 working on a boss, and Fade has it scouted out, so plenty of information for his team at a minimum. But they're not going to be able to defend the boss. This one's going away easily. But does that give them enough time just to outright win this objective? And I think it might. And they're even going to use Sylvanas down here in the bottom lane to get some value onto this wall. Another smart move by RewinD. But how much value does this boss get? Does this boss easily get the fort? I think it might. Blaze rotating away, and there's going to be no one there now for RewinD. Clearing up that boss, and it's going to be an easy return of this channel for Sky5. Shutting that down means this boss is going to push freely during this objective. And if anyone from RewinD wants to go back and clear it out, it's going to be an easy objective now for Sky5. So shout out to them, good move. We are on even talents, 13-13. And there's the Phoenix laid down, just making sure no one's able to get that capture. Front side of the fight is Ghostunk playing the Yarel, but here comes Blaze, played by Fade. He's used that bunker pretty well so far in the past 2 fights. Here comes Deathwing from the sky. Doesn't connect on anyone as the Ancestral has to come out and hits Chaotic. There's the bunker as well. Cataclysm gonna split it up, but they go the other direction. Fade's able to hit this jet propulsion, and with that Cataclysm on the backside, he's not even worried. He's like, dude, I have fire of my own. You think I'm scared of yours? Now Deathwing's got to be scared because Sylvanas chasing. Chaotic might be able to actually get this one down, and they do. Not able to move away, not able even to get the help from that protect as the armor was being knocked off. Ends up being a double kill for RewinD and an opportunity on an objective and the full greed play onto the boss. I don't even think it's greed. This is just easy money. Johanna, Stukov, I think they have an idea that they're here. Yeah, they know 100% they're here, and they're going to come try to make a play. No Blessed Shield yet for 5 seconds, and boss should be down momentarily. On the point is Blaze, and he easily is able to channel that over, and now surrounded by blue. It's going to be all in Sky5, but they turned around with a quick Phoenix. Who do you think is very low? Doesn't have that Ancestral for 30 seconds with Deathwing falling from the sky. Chasing it, looking for the kill along with Tracer. They get it, and the recall keeping Apple Mike alive on the backside of this fight. Going to get some help from Stukov as they pick up 3 kills. Wow. They still got to deal with a boss in the cavalry, but fantastic fighting. Huge shout out to Tracer. How did Apple Mike survive that one? I have no idea, but checking out his stacks, he's now back up to 3 after falling earlier. And they'll be able to clear up the cavalry, clear up the boss as well, saving all their keeps. It's going to be a bit more damage here on mid. Yeah, boss down, mid down, and top will be last to be responded to. Will equal a fort along with the Sylvanas play from Chaotic and Ghostunk. That'll be it. Yeah, if you're Rewind, that play you had with the boss with the cavalry, that's the type of play that you can often secure a keep off of. Can't quite end the game without a second keep down, but usually enough to get that first one down easily. Deathwing landing down once again. Quan Finnegan playing the defender here on Deathwing. Does he want to rip that Cataclysm as well? Going to get a bit closer, but still out of the range he's comfortable jumping in at. And that'll be it for any sort of play. Full retreat was on from Rewind. They're going to head on back towards their camp, and we see also Sky5 here on their camp. So both sides working on it currently. No bosses available, but the next one up will be in 1 minute and 10 seconds on the top side of the map. And now we're at this awkward part on Alterac Pass where there's actually nothing to do. XP, a little bit risky for both of these teams to go out and get on their own. But nonetheless, Ghost Dunk is going to be split up against the Tracer here in the bottom. And not too scared so far. Able to use that mace and get plenty of health returned to him. Rewind has a null camp. They also have the Mercenary Queen from Sylvanas, and they're going to try to get this wall down. Along with the Rainer, they don't have Hyperion in this one. Oh, great Blessed Shield from Johanna, almost setting up a kill, but they don't get... Oh, the Blaze had the bunker down, but not able to hop in was Chaotic playing Sylvanas, so Sylv down. Blaze now in trouble. Cataclysm on 3. There's a Scarlet Defender from Yrel, but Blaze, he's dead. Rhaegar in trouble, has Ancestral, so probably won't be falling. But here comes Tracer, gonna maybe draw that Ancestral out. No, Puppy too fast. Yrel able to get away. Rainer may be caught out, but it's just Johanna here. No one else followed in. That's it. Deathwing, though, trying to stand all over this siege camp. He says, it's mine. But Rhaegar has other ideas. He says, no, it's mine. Instead, it could be a boss play up top. Sky5 already grabbing this top boss once in this matchup. Instead, are going to find more value in the objective. They're going to channel that first. Deathwing is split out down low, working on this wave that's been pushing in throughout the game. This is the lane that currently Rewind has the lead in. They got through the fort. They're only waiting to get down to keep here. And Deathwing very strong at clearing these waves out. Pearl caught out in the slow. The jet propulsion as well. Silence played by Sylvanas. Is Deathwing going to land on in? Just a little bit late, as you can tell the delay happens. Tracer looking for that pulse bomb kill on Rhaegar, but Self-Ancestral keeping him alive. Kael Thoslo used that shield, but not enough to keep him alive. And it's going to be the one there down, the Kael'thas, and that's it so far. Looking for more, though, is Rewind. Jet propulsion again by the Blaze, leaping as well as Yrel, but the zoning provided by Deathwing, making it nearly impossible to move on in and finish off any more of those kills. So it's just the 3 kills in this one so far for Rewind that have them a slight XP lead, and they're looking at getting... Oh my gosh. I thought Deathwing was getting away, but he just couldn't quite make it. And now with Sylvanas here, they're looking at getting their first keep of the game at mid. Showing up Tracer, trying to get some damage in. Goliath as well, but the jet propulsion so good once again from Blaze. Whew! Almost going down, but surviving. Goliath gonna stay on his feet. Yrel still working on the objective, as the rest of Rewind do secure the first keep of the game. And likely will be getting back-to-back objectives, as Deathwing still in base. 20 seconds till they respawn. Top boss is an option, but they can't quite run up there in time. They don't want to make it too greedy, so they just go with the objective this time. They're going to try to push out top lane. Bot lane already pushed in pretty deep. Another wave going to be following. Tracer being sent to respond there. They're going to clear out a null camp at mid, but where do they resume this fight? Do they want to go up to that top lane, or is the play in the bottom lane? I think after seeing the heroes rotated up to the top, they're going to make the rotation now down to the bottom. There goes Rewind. Tracer is here. I don't think has... Okay. Has the blinks, but... Plenty of blinks. 5 heroes here in defense. They're going to leave that top lane wide open, As I don't know if there's black arrows available here at all for the Sylvanas, but yeah, there they are. They're leaping in. Goliath in trouble. Jet propulsion landing. Johanna, though, now re-engaging along with that Cataclysm from Deathwing. Bellowing Roar coming out. Does hit one. But the bunker's down, and Yrel's able to hop inside, now hopping out. Deathwing trying to channel away. They get 2 kills. Sylvanas and Rhaegar both down. As Tracer looking for more, sitting at 7 stacks on Untouchable. That will make it 8. And Apple Mike coming alive. 9 stacks as well, as they get the kill on Raynor and Blaze. Only Yrel surviving. Keep survives bottom lane. Keep survives top lane. And mid lane only, as you know, not able to clear through that boss without a second lane's worth of help. Now Apple Mike, very, very useful here in trading onto these bosses with 9 stacks of Untouchable. Tracer does a lot of single target damage. Stukov Kael'thas going to join up with Johanna and Tracer as they're looking to grab their second boss of the game. Sky5, plenty of space on the map, have their Deathwing working on the Null Camp mid. And then will likely be clearing out these lanes. They're pushed in pretty deep right now. But here comes that boss looking to pick up their 3rd outer fort, the final one standing for RewinD in the bottom lane. There's another boss available up top. And likely going to be where they set their focus next, as Deathwing trying to finish up this camp. Not too strong in the camp taking. Losing a lot of health as well is Quan Finnegan. But these globes will be of use. A few of them still stranded here at mid. And of course that one they were able to get on the camp. Now once again we see this boss can be wide open as the bottom boss. Will it get the fort or will it not? Looks like this time it will not. Barely surviving. Now wide open, they see it. RewinD able to pick up that keep that was sitting on a thread. Catapult pressure now in that bottom lane, and they kept this fort alive. So that means no catapults going the opposite direction. This is going to push very quickly. Deathwing's going to have to play defense. But speaking of defense, RewinD's got to be thinking about it right now. There is going to be a golem boss pushing this top lane. Wall's already down. 4 heroes here with Deathwing in the sky. We'll be landing in shortly. There's the Phoenix. And this keep is going down like butter. Boss still very healthy and able to make a quick and safe retreat. Is Sky5. They're going to head to this mid lane. They have a camp pushing in up against some catapults. Deathwing able to land down in the bottom lane now with full health. He's making sure this bottom lane is not going to remain an issue. And objective is active. Sky5 first towards the enemy side of the map, trying to get a channel in. Blaze trying to play Disruptor. That's Fade. Ghost Dunk here as well. Going to get the last second interrupt onto Tracer. As the rest of the team for RewinD now ready to show up. Here's Deathwing as well, walking in. As typical for the Deathwing players, we see Molten Flame not quite on target for that Sylvanas to fall, but Tracer is looking for it. Apple Mike deep on Chaotic has him sent out of this fight. Now that Cataclysm on top of 4 with the slows that were provided by Johanna. They get a double kill. Tracer looking for 3, not going to quite find it. Gets all her health back with that level 20 upgrade Total Recall. And with that double kill, Sky5 looking really good to potentially pick up this objective. But they got to worry about their base now because armor plating has been taken down to just 1 of these plates left on the boss. Similar to the mechanic Deathwing has. The more health provided by those keeps, the longer you're able to stay alive as that boss here. So Deathwing clearing up mid. Will likely have to clear up bottom as well. The rest of Sky5, plenty of room, the 4 of them, to pick up this objective. Yrel up top, signaling we ain't going anywhere close to that. So a full concede. Is this enough, however, to win the game? That's going to be the question. Deathwing still has to play babysitter back here. He can't get in the sky quite yet. Has to clear out at least this 1 more wave. Perhaps 1 more wave down bottom. We do see 1, 2 of these catapult nulls that have shown up. Cavalry, of course, will help as the chase is happening. RewinD looking to find kills. Deathwing not quite in the sky. I see him on our minimap. Now in the sky is Quan Finnegan. Catching up with the cavalry now. There they are. Phoenix is dropped and very low. Gets that Ardent Defender at the last second, but so much living bomb damage from Kael'thas. Tracer going to help pick up this last kill. 14 stacks on Untouchable for Apple Mike. And it's just Sylvanas and Blaze left on the map. Going to have to deal with the cavalry. But I don't think Sky5 is worried about going through mid. They want to end with just one keep down. Gonna deal with the extra armor onto the boss, but they're going for it right here, right now. Furl gonna lead the way on the Kael'thas. Stukov, Tracer, Johanna, and Deathwing, they're all here. And they're trying to send us to a game number 3. Cavalry almost showing up. Here it is. Can Blaze and Sylvanas make a heroic defense, or will this be it for game number 2? Cataclysm gonna split them up. Faye taking a ton of damage, and Blaze is down, signaling the end of all Tarak Pass. GG. Game number 2. Going over to Sky5. And welcome to the match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Apple Mike, a clear MVP there in game number 2 on the Tracer. Got up to maximum stacks, full 15 on Untouchable by the end, 62k damage, and 7 kills, 1 death. Let's check out our talent screen before we move on to our final break of the night. Yeah, 19 kills, very sturdy for Sky5. They look so strong. Deathwing felt like a completely different hero, not having to deal with the Greymane and Leoric. Job well done by Sky5 on Alterac Pass. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in about 4 minutes with the conclusion of this set between RewinD and Sky5. Heroic Division hasn't looked this good all season. I really think these two teams playing out of their minds so far. RewinD looked so good in game 1 and equally as good game 2 for Sky5. So final match, a game 3 up next. We'll be back in 4. and welcome back. I hope you're ready for game number 3. It's been exciting so far between RewinD and Sky5. 1-1 so far. Game 1, Infernal Shrines going over to RewinD. Game 2, Alterac Pass going over to Sky5. Our game number 3 is going to be Volskaya Foundry. Sorry, I was writing some stuff in my book there. So checking out our lobby. Looks like everyone's ready. Looks like we're starting. Are we? I hope so. Here we go. All right, ladies and gents, welcome game number 3, Volskaya Foundry. I love this map. I love the big robots. I think some cool heroes can be chosen. Stukov banned, though. Haven't seen that ban from RewinD tonight. They banned out that Sonya twice. They banned out the Varian twice. But one of those heroes is going to be available here on Volskaya for Sky5. But it will be actually a first pick for RewinD in this matchup, so perhaps they can still ban out one and take the other. But you got to think, perhaps one of them will fall through to Sky5 here on Volskaya. First ban, though, for them. And they're going to stick with the Maiev ban. So third time tonight that ban's come out from Sky5. Johanna, first time we've seen her banned tonight. She's been picked in both games and has won both games. Still a strong hero here in NGS, and you can't forget about her. You kind of hate to have to use a ban, but if you're not planning on taking it, you might as well ban her out. So both the Sonya and the Varian passed on through by RewinD, changing up their draft strategy here for game number 3. Will this remain being a ban on ETC for Sky5? Yes, it will. They are comfortable with their strategy. No alterations here. 2,000 bits from Lids because he cares. Whoa. Welcome, Lids. Thank you, Lids. And best of luck with your practice. I know Regen Anomaly really trying to bounce back after a tough loss last week. Have this nice long holiday break to deal with it. Sylvanas once again chosen by Ryokai, although he didn't play the Sylvanas in game 2. That was taken over by Chaotic after a swap at the end of the draft. Perhaps this time, though, Ryokai looking to stay on the hero here in game number 3. We've seen the Deathwing twice tonight. One loss, one win, but both times played by Quan Finnegan. Do they go back to the big guy again? Oh no, they go back to the two heroes that got banned out twice tonight. Sonya, Varian. We're going to find out if they were banned out for a reason or not. But that is some confidence. So definitely a talking point throughout the evening. The bans sticking the same in games 1 and 2. Not the bans here in game 3, and they're able to be selected, but this could be a main tank Uther. Fade the one picking up the hero. He's played tank twice so far, and they even get the Ana to go with it. A fantastic pairing. And maybe tough to deal with two melee like Varian and Sonya. Gonna have to put up with some Divine Storms from Uther throughout this one. So I'm expecting a bit more ranged play to come out now. Some ranged heroes to add into this comp for Sky5. Plenty of them out there. But which ones will they end up choosing? Just a draft away from finding that out. Final ban from Sky5 once again will be a Greymane who is becoming extremely popular. If you're not yet reincorporating Greymane into your lineups, please take the time this week to consider at least reading over the recent patch notes to Greymane and how he fits into this meta, especially now with Deathwing in the mix. You can't forget about the Greymane. Does this signal, though, the Deathwing once again? It might. Is that a risk? I don't know. Could be Deathwing right here, though. We've seen it twice already. 5 seconds left for Sky5. Sky 2, Sky 1, Sky 0. And they just lock in the Leeming Anduin. Haven't seen either of these yet tonight. But both can do pretty well up against the Uther and the Ana. The burst damage that's going to be provided by the Leeming through the taunt from Varian Lock-in follow-up with the Chastise from Anduin. Not a bad combo started up here by Sky5. Back on over to Rewind. They're going to go with Vala and Blaze to round out their draft. But one pick still remains. And it belongs to Sky5. Will it be the Deathwing? They might do the old switcheroo. Apple Mike still yet to pick. Has been playing some of these ranged assassins today. Last game, our MVP on the Tracer. But they could always make a hero swap. Will it be Deathwing? Instead, they want some damage up against this Uther, some poison damage. They opt for the Lunara. So now that you've seen all the hero picks, I gotta ask you for the third time, and you guys haven't swayed off of it yet. Game 2, 3-0, as well as Game 1 in favor of Rewind. But for the final time, who will win Game 3? Will it be Rewind? Or will it be Sky5? And just like that, the poll is active. Please check the top of your chat if you're logged in on a PC. If you're on mobile, I apologize once again. You can't participate in our poll. But if you're on PC, scroll on over that way, look at the top, and then select the team you want. Hit submit. And I'll be sure to let you guys know who's winning this one. Littlest Snail dropping the let's go, baby. Welcome to the chat. Welcome back. Thanks for being a subscriber. Another big shout out. Let's appreciate those 2,000 bits, man. You can see the status up there. Big shout out to you for dropping those in as we are ready for game number 3. Game 2, we saw a nice display on the choo-choo trains. Will we get it again here in game number 3? But we got Ghost Dunk on Blaze, Chaotic playing Sylvanas. Excuse me, that's Vala. Ryokai's on the Sylvanas, Fade on the Uther, and who do you think playing Ana? Ladies and gentlemen, they are Rewind. And over on the right-hand side in red, our Game 2 winners. We got Furl on the Leeming, Apple Mike playing Lunara, Goliath on Varian, Alan by default playing the Sonya, and last but not least, I think it's Furl who I haven't called on the Leeming? Did I call that? Or was it the Apple Mike on Lunara? That's who I missed. Okay. They are Sky5. And let's check out these talents while we're here at mid. Welcome to game number 3. I love this. Warpaint picked up by Sonya. She's going to try to be aggressive. She wants to be all up in the face, but is that going to be costly? I think there was a mistake taken in game number 1 by the Deathwing. I think having the percentage bonus when you had your health high was a mistake up against the Greymane and up against the Leoric, and it ended up being just that. I think maybe Warpaint here could equally be as destructive to themselves here, just because it's going to be tough for Sonya to get those autos off. She's got to deal with a lot of ranged assassin damage from the Sylvanas and the Vala, who are able to kite her away. Not a lot of big bodies up front besides the Blaze, who can handle a Sonya pretty easily, and the Uther, who at level 10 going to have that Divine Storm. So Quan Finnegan, a lot of work for you to do, my friend, and I will try to keep as much eyes as possible on how that ends up breaking down for us. A little bit of an invade coming out from Leeming and Varian. They're on this point along with Lunara. Ryokai in a lot of trouble. Has the Haunting Wave out. Blaze might have a similar idea. Gonna start walking away as Ghost Dunk, and just like that, first camp taken, and it's a steal by Sky5. We do have our support camp on the map, of course. Neither side looking at it quite yet. Lunara using that Wisp to her advantage, putting it in the enemy vent along the side of that support camp. So they see this rotation in. Full information is there for Sky5, but they're not going to really do much with it. Just going to rotate down, continue getting their XP, knowing that at least someone's in the vicinity. They're going to check with a big orb to the face of Vala there. Chaotic walking right into it. Both teams continue to be content with just soaking up, getting XP where they can. Finding a taunt, though, as level 4s with the follow-up. Uther in a lot of trouble trying to walk on out and getting enough supporting from who do you think to keep him alive. Fade survives and will have a well tap. Still no first blood here on Volskaya Foundry, as we're going to check in once again in this bottom lane matchup. It's Sonya versus Blaze. Quan Finnegan holding on to a turret. We'll be able to use that up at control point A in just a moment. That's going to be active in 5 seconds. Support camp still being hovered around, but neither side moving in on it. Here comes Li Ming blinking over the wall onto this camp. Has a team with her. And a strong front line is going to find the first kill onto Sylvanas. That turret dropped as well, so Uther in trouble. Getting that grenade from Ana. And who do you think still, once again, able to keep Uther alive? But another great steal by Sky5, and they're looking very strong, just like they did in game number 2. Here in this start on Volskaya Foundry as well, they're going to have a little bit of space now to work on the support camp as well, and simultaneously pick up some channel with Sonya standing on the point. So good job by both sides of this fight. Sleep Dart will connect, but Sonya not in any trouble. Bottom lane was pushed in by Blaze. Looks like Quan's going to actually look towards that XP. No. Wants to rejoin the team and get in here quick. They want the fight. Spear going to miss from Sonya, and as well as that orb from Li Ming. No damage yet. RewinD able to lick their wounds a bit. Still working on that XP down bottom with Blaze. Very close to level 7 or RewinD. And they're going to find it here at mid and potentially start moving in. 83% is the channel. If they are going to move in, the time is now. Ghost Dunk, the one closest, gets on the point. So this will be an overtime situation, but Goliath able to find the taunt, dropping that biotic emitter on the backside as well, so Apple Mike can stay alive. Here comes that poison damage on top of Uther. Fade once again getting the help from Ana, but Sky5 able to take the objective. Don't even need a kill. Just the one so far, and they get this first protector of the game. A little bit of damage onto the mid wall, and some help from Li Ming's gonna almost send this thing completely down. See if Furl wants to throw one more orb that way. No, just gonna rotate on up with the protector. 3 heroes here in defense. It's Sylvanas, Ana, and Vala. As the well taking the bulk of the damage, actually, it's Li Ming quickly getting turned on. First kill of the game for RewinD here in the defense. Now Sonya and Varian gonna start backing up inside that Triglav. Rejoin up with Lunara at mid. Where do they go from here? Just about 15 seconds remaining until this thing expires. Can easily get the rest of this wall down. They're going to use that minigun. And there it goes. 7 seconds remaining now, and I think that's all they're willing to do with it. And there it goes. Camps available currently. Fortification camps on each side of the map. RewinD grabs theirs first. Other side, Li Ming looking at theirs, but Blaze nearby along with Uther, and Fade's going to walk right on in. Varian is here, showing up as Anduin. Now from the flank is Lunara and Sonya here as well. It's a 5v5 fight with Quan Finnegan spinning onto 3 targets. Sonya getting a lot of value here on the backside as Lunara in that perfect flanking position. Also applying all the slows and damage, but what just happened? Ends up being a 2 for 2 with that turret drop. Goliath could be in trouble, but has Anduin nearby. Like father, like son, they both survive and will even be able to finally capture this camp, which is really the focus of the fight to begin with. 2 for 2 sets us even at 3 on kills. Level 10 now achieved for both sides. We'll take a look at these talents really quick. Will be the Nano Boost, the Wailing Arrow, and of course the Divine... What? It's Divine Shield from Uther, not wanting to go with the Storm. I thought for sure with the Sonya variant would have been enough, but they got to protect from that burst damage because of the taunt, because of the burst from the Li Ming. We even see the leap coming out from Sonya, so a clear purpose here with this composition for Sky5, and the Divine Shield will be the play from Fade, trying to stop all of it from being any sort of productive. There was a camp sent out in the top lane by Sky5, trying to be responded to with the equal and opposite map is RewinD working on their siege camp. Rio's the one up top trying to clear this out, get those XP globes as the support camp easily, able to be taken away easily by Sky5. There's a quick taunt, chastise follow-up, good cleanse though with the D-shield, and that's why they took the heroic. Fade able to use it once, but 90-second cooldown is nothing when you compare it to that taunt. Already 3 seconds left until it's ready to go. So if you're looking for the fight and you're Sky5, now's the time to do it. D-Shield is down, and here comes Varian, finds that taunt, Chastise follow-up, the root is there, but the armor's enough that time. Fade staying alive with 50% health, still getting more of it back from Ana, and here's a Jet Repulsion. Can they find the Varian? He has the Biotic Emitter, and can't even drop it. Now Anduin uses the Salvation, but falls himself. He is able to get that turret down, but stealing away a Biotic Emitter feels really good if you're a fan of RewinD, and they get the double kill to go with it. Control point active in 10 seconds. They're going to get a nice setup here and likely able to get 13s first. Sonya still split out down bottom. That's Quan Finnegan as a camp is active. Chaotic and Ghost aren't going to be looking at it. Some XP available down bottom. 13 so close currently for RewinD. Rio's going to be able to capture that at mid. Also harass the Sonya just a bit. On the point though, it's just Uther and Ana, so they're going to have to be ready to run away if anyone starts pressuring in onto the point. With Goliath nearby, that might be the case any moment. Ana's going to back up. Uther starts backing up. Takes a chunk of damage. Pops the Biotic Emitter. And maybe not what they wanted to have to do, but Fade does it nonetheless. There's the leap, and Uther's down. Resets for Li Ming. Looking with the Disintegrate, doesn't find it. However, it's the Sonya on the other side falling. 1-for-1 so far as they're trying to chase down Lunara and Varian. It's just Lunara for now who falls. 2-for-1 in favor of RewinD. And they're back on the point and still have item control advantage. Chaotic has that turret. Biotic Emitter had to be used. Didn't do too much to keep Uther alive. As Varian now going to try to charge on in. Damage here from Li Ming, but Rio barely able to scoot away with that Haunting Wave. She's looking for the Disintegrate, but Anduin with the Leap of Faith interrupting the kill. And Burl might be a little frustrated after that one. It's going to leave the point wide open again here for RewinD to restart the channel. 75% and 5 heroes here on the point. Li Ming very far away. I think this one will end up being conceded. Or will it? Here comes Varian, gonna walk on in. That's Goliath. He has that taunt behind him, as well as the leap from Sonya if he wants to do it, but the damage isn't quite here yet as the Blaze splitting them up with that bunker. Now Goliath and Quan Finnegan low find the Salvation, but there's a Rain of Vengeance. Voller gonna interrupt it, jumping in now. Sonya doesn't get the kill on the backside as Lunara already down in the fight. Sonya will fall as well. With Sylvanas going down for RewinD, it ends up being a 2-for-1, but they get this Protector. They're going to try to equal up some of the damage that was done after the first phase. Blaze and Ana inside. Uther outside and taking a lot from Li Ming, barely avoiding the tip of that Disintegrate. And Furl looking really good going into the, now at level 13, risky pick, as you guys know. It is Glass Cannon for Li Ming. That could be really risky. Protector makes it to the bottom lane now. 5 heroes here from Sky5, so all their forts appear like they're going to be healthy by the end of this. Just now rejoining is Sylvanas here. Ryokai showing up. Fade Chaotic also here with Blaze and Ana inside the Protector. Just 15 seconds left. They're not able to walk in. Plenty of clear coming out from Lunara with all that spread damage. The Splintered Spear. Not Splintered Spear? Okay, I lied. I'm really good at lying. I can do that.
이제 결과에 따라 수정을 가할 것이다.
Uther trying to invade again. Fade made this play earlier and they weren't able to get the camp. This time, camp down. Can they get it? Looks like they will. Ana picking up the turret this time. Support camp top side of the map. And with 16s, I think RewinD would want to be walking that way already. They make that late rotation. They will be here in time. And without the 16s, I think Sky5 willing to give this one up. But potentially a moment about to break out here. We'll keep our eyes on it. But Frill down bottom, trying to find those 16 talents still are Sky5. And appears like that will end up being the remainder of that play. Actually, look at this. This is aggressive. Sonya moving in with Varian. and Anduin nearby. Li Ming, Lunara also hopping in from mid lane. And another successful steal for Sky5. They've been here a few times throughout this fight, or excuse me, throughout this map. And they get it once again. Bottom lane being pushed in by a minion wave, and yeah, they're actually going to join in with it. Excuse me, plenty of damage from the Li Ming with that glass cannon build, able to help out a lot more in the siege. Good sleep by Ana, setting up that jet propulsion. But a quick turnaround. Uther's the first to fall. I didn't see Uther falling first. How did that happen? Dies with the Divine Shield. And now, opportunity for Sky5 to push in and get the first structure of the game down. We're 13 minutes and 20 seconds in on Volskaya Foundry. And neither team has had any success pushing these lanes out. Again, no minion wave here. And it's just the Li Ming able to poke in. I'm surprised they're not just throwing Varian in. Just soak it up. You have plenty of damage behind you. This thing's going to fall quickly. That's what they end up doing, but I think it took a bit more time than it needed. Leave space around the map for RewinD to start working on their siege camp. They're actually going to hold that, wait for control point C to spawn. Other side, still a minute 30 till that one's active, so will be an advantage for RewinD heading into control point C. Unless, of course, if Sky5 is prepared to play aggressive, but they're going to be a little bit too late. They see it. Oh, Blaze missing the charge onto Li Ming, but Pearl's still in trouble. Gets the salvation just momentarily, and that's all the moment they need to survive. Now Pearl looking to throw the damage in. Still plenty coming in the opposite direction. The biotic emitter's down, but they lose 2 anyway. Double kill for RewinD. Whoa! Whoa! Almost 100 to 0'd into the face of Vala. But 15 seconds now with until control point C is active, and 30 seconds with this double power play here. Sonya and Varian down. No front line currently for Sky5. Going to leave room for RewinD to get through their first structure of the game, steal away a fortification camp, and maybe even get this bottom fort down as well. Looks like Ghost Dunk's headed to the point. They want to start that channel up as quickly as possible. Rest of the team will be here. Of course, they have Sylvanas with them. Can use those black arrows here on the fort if they want. Up top, I want to show you this. Apple Mike pushing in with Lunara. Gonna have a minion wave in just a second. And Lunara, of course, check this out. Nature's Culling picked up at level 4. Gonna make this very easy to siege on in. And Li Ming gonna show up as well. So equaling out at least the structure are Sky5, but leaving a lot of room on the map. Maybe a keep wall. No, they're gonna back out before that happens. And just worry about control point C. Of course, they are a level ahead. So RewinD waiting for those level 20 talents as well. Can they find that though before, if they move off this point, before the channel would go fully over to the other side? I don't know if they know either. So they're sticking nearby. Not going to make the play for 20 yet. Or will they? No, they're going to back out. They do want 20. Or at least a fortification camp. Already holding on to 2 are RewinD. No items in possession of Sky5. Also a support camp available up top. Do they want that as well? Looks like they do believe they'll have enough time to get the support camp. Uther going to stand near mid and continue trying to collect a bit more XP. As they're getting very close to level 20, is now having that biotic emitter in their possession. Moving off the point is Sky5. Curious they move off, but I guess they realize they're not going to have 20s. And now they just lost items. So I think you just have to hard give this up unless you catch your opponents off guard somehow. But this positioning on the conveyor belts on the backside of point C, that's not going to surprise anyone. So just like that, Quan Finnegan has better thoughts about it. Backs on out, and it looks like willing to concede control point C. They will find their second structure of the objective, though, with the Lunaras putting out. Found top lane, just found mid lane as well. They're going to also look at this siege camp before making their defense. But Protector is on the field. Vala, Ana hopping in. It's just the Uther, Blaze, Sylvanas on the outside. But Ryokai, the one they're really going to try to concentrate with. Get the black arrows onto this wall and try to siege through it. Here they come, Li Ming in defense. Here's Lunara as well. 2 strong anti-siege heroes already taking this Protector down below 75% health. But Li Ming and co able to find that front wall as the Protector now pushing in onto the first keep of the game. Laser beam on the backside, zoning them out and doing a considerable amount of damage onto this keep. Looks like they will be able to get it. And just like that, RewinD now looking for kills. Don't find it as a taunt. It's going to hit the Blaze, pops inside his bunker, throwing out some fire and exiting out the back door. Protector as well trying to escape. Throws that power glove out on Varian. And they're happy with what they got. They find a keep on the other side. Can't push it in. Finds a bit onto this wall. However, I don't think the wall is going all the way down. Maybe it will, actually. This is strong. It's always stronger than I think. So wall down. Final turret still standing. Going to take some from the catapult. It falls as well. So fantastic work picking up that camp and creating enough space to let it push in, at least by Sky5, who found both those remaining outer structures during the disadvantage around control point C as well. They're staying aggressive on the map, which is really all you can ask your teammates to do in a situation like this. Just shout out to them for keeping themselves in this game. They're just one fight away from being able to walk through a keep and walk through a core. There might be a fight here over this fortification camp. We're looking at the RewinD side of the map where Sky5 has played aggressive a few times already. Once again, they're in here. Frontline Sonya, frontline Varian. Fight breaking out. Uther stepping in, finding the lead-off stun onto Quan Finnegan. Follow-up damage and another stun from the Vala. They get to kill quickly, dropping now 2 turrets and a biotic emitter. Do they get a triple kill? Yes, they do. Lunara is down. Just Li Ming and Anduin escaping. As now RewinD, I think, about to walk through bottom lane and end this one. Stopping off for another turret. They used a few there in that last fight. They want to restock on some guns. And also push in this bottom lane, try and end it out. There's a stun by Uther. Is there any follow-up? The pull from Anduin. What a great sleep, though, by Ana as Ryokai. Will you fall? No, the D-shield coming out. The double D-shield, in fact, as Sylvanas is going to survive, but 200 health. Going to need help from Ana. Going to need help from Uther as well. The double support is here. Fade on the front side. Going to try to keep Li Ming back. Using that armor to protect through all these orbs. Still 15 seconds till any respawns come out. RewinD trying to close it out here. And they're going to do just that. Week number 3 taking the 2-1 victory over Sky5. Whew, let's take a look at our final match summary of the night, and another good one coming out from Chaotic. This time 8 kills, no deaths, led his team in hero damage, 64k, and the siege damage as well, 136. XP looking good, 15k, led all heroes. MVP game number 3 going to the captain Chaotic. But let's take a look at our talent screen before I try reaching out to one of our captains for an interview. Actually, I think they're aware. I'm just going to hop in a lobby and see if anyone pops in here as well. But 14-6. Outstanding effort. And really could have gone either way at the end there. One fight away for Sky5 from being able... Oh, Ghost Dunk.
Thanks for the big cast, my dude.
Appreciate you, Ghost Dunk. And you are very welcome for the cast. Again, apologies from last week for not casting the matchup. I know you wanted me there. I know I messed up, so this was my apology cast to RewinD. Hopefully you accept my apology. Still waiting to hear back from Chaotic. I'm going to try DMing him really quick. Oh, hello? Okay, there you are. I hear you now. How you doing? Congrats.
Pretty good. Thank you. Those were interesting games.
Interesting, fun, exciting. We got a little bit of everything, including Deathwing. What are your thoughts on the newest hero in HOTS?
Honestly, we weren't... Well, I don't know. Like, Deathwing is a very interesting addition. There's just a lot of new stuff that he has that I don't really think any other hero has. So it was fun to get to play against him for the first time. But so, overall, like... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna try to help you break this down. So game 1, you end up going with the Greymane Cursed Bullet, and you had Leoric for the Soul Lane matchup. Obviously, I think we can all agree you're much happier with that game 1 counter draft to the Deathwing, where it kind of changed in game 2 and you didn't have those same pieces. So maybe talk a bit how it plays out, having the percent damage and then not having the percent damage. How do you think that plays out with the hero?
Sure. So game 1, I think they went Garrosh plus Deathwing. So because of that, we should always be able to just blow one of the two of them up. We had enough CC, and like with Cursed Bullet, Like we can just blow him up at any given point, really. Game 2 was a little bit harder. I don't think the Deathwing was the main reason why we lost that fight, or those games. I think it was more so just comps as a whole. Like we fought in way too many chokes, and because of that, like, we just kept on getting hit by some amazing roots from Stukov. But in general, like we did feel obviously that the Garrosh and the Deathwing were much easier to kill game 1 than game 2.
So you guys came in with the draft strategy tonight. You banned out the Sonya Varian in games 1 and 2, but game 3 it slipped through. And did some of the worries start coming in? You look back to what you scouted on them, and then seeing it show up in that final game. Was there any worry, or are you confident with your 4 other guys behind you able to take that one?
So we've played Sky5 a bunch. They were back when we were in Division A. They were like one of our biggest rivals, and we ended up facing them in the grand finals. So we knew they had the Sonya Varian like as a pocket pick that they would pick out, throw out at any given opportunity. So games 1 and 2, we just didn't want to deal with it, just because they're very well versed in that draft and they know how to do it. So we decided, okay, let's just get rid of that. But game 3, we thought that the Stukov and the Johanna were much more scary to deal with, so we just banned those out and decided that we could just have double support to deal with the Varian Sonya engage. And I think it worked out nicely.
Yeah, so you guys been obviously participating Division S qualifiers. You've seen plenty of this Uther, you've seen plenty of this Ana, and you get both of them here. You got to feel happy with those 2 picks. It ends up working out, and you even make the switch to throw on the Divine Shield for Uther here in this matchup. Talk a bit about your players, your flexibility. Fade playing a bunch of different things tonight. Any shout-outs for anyone on the team and how they're able to perform with all this flexibility?
I mean, can I give a shout out to my entire team? Because
sure,
they're just
yeah.
great overall. Like we have a bunch of different strategies that we still like want to try out. We have like a ton of flexibility in basically every single one of our players. So a lot of the time, like in draft, we're just like, do we want to play this? We could play this. Like there's just so many different ways that drafts can go, and it's awesome to be able to play with guys that have that much flexibility, I think.
So one last question from me, and it's more of a request. Get us hyped up for Thursday. Final shot for RewinD, trying to qualify for Div S. Any special message for any viewers out there?
We are very much determined to get that final spot. We've been trying for the past 4 or so, and we've definitely improved since when we began. So I feel like this is going to be something to watch. So hopefully the people enjoy it as much as we will.
Well, I would say I'd be there. Believe me, I want to, but it's the one day that I can't be there. It's Star Wars release day. So,
of course. That takes priority. I understand.
Yeah, apologies to anyone on your team who maybe wants to be at that premiere, but hey, shout out to them for being willing to live the dream and potentially make a spot there into Div S a possibility for you guys. I'm definitely cheering you guys on.
Thanks so much.
But hey, Chaotic, before I let you go, one final opportunity. If you have any last words, any shout outs for any viewers or teammates or friends or family, the floor is yours, my friend.
Sure. Shout outs to the rest of my team. They played great. Good work, everybody. Shout outs to Sky5. They're always fun to play against, so I'm happy that we got 3 pretty good matches, I think. Shout outs to all of the people watching in various other Discords that have been messaging me throughout the course of those 3 games. Thank you. Your support is like very invaluable. Thank you. Shout out to you as well. Thank you for casting.
Hey. You're always welcome. Again, my apologies for missing out last week. That was completely my fault. I feel bad about it. I saw you guys got replay cast. I think Mystic did it. So if you didn't watch the replay, at least go back and check that out. I know he hooked you guys up.
Yeah, definitely. But it's no worries. I understand.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that, man. And best of luck moving forward. Heroic Division's very exciting this season so far, and RewinD definitely a big part of that picture.
Yeah, it's definitely been fun participating so far. Can't wait for the rest of the games.
Awesome. Good luck moving forward, and we'll see you soon, Chaotic.
Thanks so much.
All right, ladies and gents, end of the road. Monday night here, week 3 of NGS, and that was some Heroic Division action. You guys were here all night cheering on RewinD. All the votes in all 3 games went to RewinD tonight, and they end up being the victors, 2-1 over Sky5. Congratulations to them, and job well done by Sky5 as well on the other side. Very strong participants tonight. It was not an easy cakewalk by any means for RewinD. So definitely plenty to look forward to in this Heroic Division for both of these teams. I'm certainly excited to see how their seasons unfold. I hope you guys at home are too. That's it for tonight, though. Thanks for being here. Thanks to the people who participated in chat. We had a host early on from Rio. Lid's dropping the 200 biddies. Oh, excuse me, 2,000 biddies. Whoa, my dude. And Ghost Dunk after the match with the resub 21 months in a row. Appreciate you as always, my good dear friend Ghost Dunk. That's it for tonight, though. We'll be back, I believe, tomorrow night. I'll be shooting. Yeah, we're going to do tomorrow night, fam. Right back here, somewhere between the hours of 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern. This stream will be live, so don't miss it. Hope to see you there. If you're here tonight, remember, you're a beautiful person. I love you. Your friends, your family, they love you too. Please don't forget that. You are a beautiful individual. And until next time, I'll see you in the Nexus.